This is about your final movie poster. This video is about your final movie poster, your final project, and I want to go over a couple things just to kind of get you started. You need to get some ideas or inspiration for your project, so maybe go in and do a Google search on movie posters. If you have a favorite movie, you can go ahead and recreate the movie poster. If you're not really sure what it looks like, do a search. As you'll see, you have a ton of options here. One of the key things about doing this movie poster is you have to remember is each element that you put in the scene needs to be your own creation. So if you wanted to do Jaws as an example, okay, you need to have either a picture of a toy shark or shoot a real shark, shoot the model, create the text, create the waves and everything. You need to create everything on your own. That's what the movie poster assignment is about, creating your own artwork to mimic an existing movie poster. If you wanted to, you can actually create your own movie and then come up with your own like visuals for that. But the reason why I wanted to show you this was that, we put this video together was to show you that there's a couple assets that I provided, how to use them, and where to download them. Okay, so again, do some research, look for a movie poster that you really enjoy, that looks pretty interesting, that you want to recreate, and you can always run it by me to see how difficult it might be or what assets you might need to achieve the desired result. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to our canvas. So basically, this is your final project. I'm not going to go through this step by step, but basically, you're going to create a 20 by 30 inch movie poster. I know we haven't done a lot of printing in this class yet, but this is actually going to be a really interesting assignment because most of you may not have been printing anything at 20 by 30 inches. So it's actually really cool result. Some of the other elements that you may need or want, obviously your title text, movie rating symbol, which makes it seem legit. Studio logo like Warner Brothers or whatever, or again, make up your own thing. And one of the other things is it needs one or more digital images. So straight photograph will work as long as it fits with the theme of the movie. Okay. Again, I'm not going to go through every little step by step. You can read all this instructions. But basically what I want you to do is go to the movie poster zip file and download it. That is located at the very bottom of your assignment right up here. So you'll see this. You can click on that and it'll download it. I've already downloaded it, so I don't need to do it again. Let me take you there. So here, not that one. Thought I had everything all cleaned up. Okay, so this is what you'll end up with. All right, your movie poster resources. It has a Photoshop document or PSD file in it. It has this SF movie poster folder, which contains the font that I'll show you here in a second. The font kind of gives it that movie poster feel. Okay, and you can kind of see here, this is what the font looks like. It's kind of tall and kind of narrow, and it kind of gives it that movie poster feel. Okay, that's in here. You will need to install this. On the Mac, it's just simply selecting them and double clicking them. On the PC, you might need to follow the steps. I don't remember how to do it on a PC, but you just go ahead and look it up, or if you know how to do it, great, install it on a PC. A couple other links that I've provided. Basically, if you wanted to get a logo for something, as well as maybe the whatchamacallit, movie ratings. You can, if you're on a Mac, you can just double click these. I may have to re-provide these to you because I think these kind of links don't work on a PC. If that's the situation, let me know and I will fix it for you. You can just type in motion picture rating. Hopefully this will take it. Actually, this is the wrong one for that. Oh, it does. Ha. Look, so then here you click on something like this, PG, and then you want to find out where it says download. I agree. And download. Okay. One of the things I've noticed, and this will, beware. Notice at the bottom of my screen here, it was showing up here a second ago. My status at the bottom. Interesting. Sometimes the status will show up. That's weird. Anyway, the status will show up as if, oh, there it goes. See, it says iStock photo, whatever. Be careful when you're doing that, because sometimes it may just be a fake link to like a Google ad or something like that. But this looks plausible, so I'm going to click on download. And it downloaded this. Downloaded the file here. So I can go ahead and show it in the Finder. That's where my computer. All right, so there's that. So here is that motion picture rating. I'm going to go ahead and show you as well how to install that into your file. Okay, a little ahead of myself. So you have a couple other links here. Another logo option here, Seek logo, and this is the font that I chose. The SF movie poster font. You can go ahead and if you lose it or you want to download it again, you can go here. Okay, so I know this is a little scattered, but what I want to do is, so you did the research, you found out what movie poster you want to do. So I did set something up for you just a little to make things easier as a Photoshop document. I'm going to go ahead and open up the movie poster PSD. Okay. And there it is right here. All right, so this one here looks very basic. Okay, it is. A couple things I want to point out. It is exactly the size that I want you guys to output your file. So it's 20 inches by 30 inches at 300 pixels per inch. Remember, under image size, 20 by 30 at 300. Okay, this is a good rule of thumb printing resolution. If you wanted to send it to Costco, typically they're like $10. Super cheap. You can take it elsewhere as well. If you're not a Costco fan or not a member, you can take it somewhere else. But the idea here is that you're going to print it at 20 inches by 30 inches. Okay, if you want to make your image bigger, you're more than welcome to go 24 by 36. But 20 by 30 is the smallest size I will accept. Okay, other than that, that's all I really did for you. So basically, actually a couple other things that you can look at. If you go under View and look at Guides, show guides here. I don't know why they went away. There they are. Okay, so the guides here give you reference points from the edge of the image, or from the edge of the file. Okay, so this is about an inch in. If we show our rulers under View, show rulers, okay, and then the units here, I'm going to change to inches. Okay, so that's 1 inch in, and I'm sorry, what I did was I right-clicked on the ruler here to change the units to inches. On the Mac, you can control-click it. On the PC, or if you have a Mac mouse that does right-clicking, go to inches, and it's a little easier to figure out. So 1 inch in, it's 1 inch down from the top, and so this is dead center here on the file at 10 inches and should be 20 inches. I'm sorry, 15 inches is where it's supposed to be, 20 by 30. Okay, if you wanted to drag another guide out on the other side, click on the ruler here and drag to the right. Notice that number inside there gives me where I'm located on the ruler. So if I wanted to be 1 inch from 20, I go to 19, right? So sometimes it's a little challenging to get it exactly right, but get it as close as you can. That's close enough. And then here, instead of being 30, I'm going to go to 29. So that way it gives me a little buffer to know that I'm not going to be, you know, I've got basically a frame around here. You can go outside this, you can bleed the image or whatever it is off to the edges, but know that any text you put in here should stay within this 1-inch margin here, okay? So it should never get out this far. You should never have the text right up against the edge. Okay, so now you have your guides, now you have your dimensions, 20 inches by 30 inches at 300. Let's take a look at what this is. So what I did was I came up with a process of using the text because now, let's take a look at that. You can't put this small text on 2 separate lines and then the larger text on a separate line in one text option. You know, you can't just type in, get your type tool, and you can't just type in, let's get it going here, produced. And if I wanted to put on the next line, but then how do I get the other one in there? You know, how do I get the big text in there? So it's a little bit more problematic. So I'm going to escape out of that and delete that. Oh, wrong one. Delete that. And now I'm going to show my layers here. So where are my layers? My setup got relayed out. Is that it? No, that's bookmarks. All right. So I think I closed my layers palette. So if you lose it, anytime you lose your layers or any palettes, go under Window, just go to Layers, and there it is. Okay, so it was right here. All right. So I have a little folder or group. It's called Poster Text. And notice right now I'm getting this little triangle warning. It's saying that the font is not installed. So if I go ahead and edit it, it could substitute. Okay. So I can replace it or manage it. And so I don't have the font here. So what I'm going to do, this is kind of a unplanned happy accident here. I'm going to go into this movie poster. I'm going to select all this. I'm going to double click it. And now I'm going to say install font. I actually thought I had it installed previously, but it looks like I did not. So if I SF here, movie poster, bam. All right. So I can go ahead and quit that. Again, on the PC, it may act a little differently. All right. So here, it should manage. I'm sorry. Yeah, manage. You know what? I may have to quit and come back. So I'm going to save this and quit. Sometimes in some applications it automatically works. For some reason I thought this automatically worked, but me quit and come back. Movie poster must have gone somewhere else. So I'm just going to go ahead and reopen up Photoshop. That going again. And one thing to point out is now that we're getting big files, okay, keep in mind it's a bigger file. It's going to take up more room on your computer, as well as it may be a little slower to open. Okay, it's still showing me that SF movie post. Let me see here. Okay, yeah. Well, now that worked for whatever reason. And that one is the regular SF movie poster. Regular doesn't seem to be working. Oh well, we'll keep it both. I don't care. Okay, so I don't have the little triangle, warning triangle any longer. So I have this. It's in a group. So what my plan is to make it look like a movie poster. Let me open up a recent this one. This is from a former student who did a really good job. He did a lot of textural stuff, kind of made a, what do you call it, like a scary movie poster. But all the elements he put in there make it seem like it's a realistic or legitimate movie poster. You know, I don't know. It's been a while since I've been to the movies, but sometimes they have, just some basic images for movie posters, and sometimes they have the full-on, produced by, directed by, and so on. And that's kind of the thing we want to, put together is make it look like it's instead of just big photo, like a legitimate, realistic movie poster. One of the things that you may run into, if it's a good rendition, this has happened at Costco where they've actually did not believe the person's image was their own because it looked so good like a movie poster that they questioned that maybe they kind of ripped it off from somewhere. So you may have to sign something that says, hey, that's my image. I did it myself. Okay, so notice down here, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on this area here. Okay, so now he has all the little elements to make it look like a legitimate movie poster, the Motion Picture Association thing. Now, you don't have to do all this stuff unless you want to, but it definitely gives a level of realism and some, just some basic text here. If you have family or friends that are in the photo, use their name. Obviously, put your name in here as like, you directed this thing, you created this movie poster, and so go ahead and put your own custom names in there. You can directed by, produced by, and so on could stay the same, but your own individual's names would go in here. How to do that and how to get it to look like this is what I'm going to show you next. Clicking back over to our movie poster, what I want to do here is, let's say I want to, go ahead and put this a little bit lower. So I'm going to open up all my palettes here. My movie poster. If I get my move tool, remember that's how we're moving things around. I can move the whole group as one unit. Okay, and let's say you decided, and also notice that if I kind of move it to the edge, it kind of snaps to that left edge. We want to keep it, again, not off to the edge here within this little comfort zone. Let's say you do want it at this level. What I can do is I can drag a guide down from the top and it will snap to the bottom of that text. Now all the text that I put across here will stay, at that line, at that level. With the move tool, you have a couple options here. I can duplicate this group so I can make another copy of it and move it. Let's go ahead and do it that way, or I'll show you another way to do this. So I click on poster text, click on the plus sign there, and it says, basically that's the way to duplicate a group. The text inside, open it up. Why is it not moving? There it goes. It's the same as the other one. So I'm going to take the move tool and I'm going to just slide it along. I'm going to give it a little bit of space so they're separate. And then I can go in and change the text. Hit the T key for the type tool. And I can, let's say I want to do directed. Don't know why it's changing size. Hang on. We'll figure this out. Escape. I'm going to zoom in. Huh. Weird. Oh, I have capitals on. I'm sorry. It's all lowercase. Directed by, even the text characters look like they're all capitalized. I had my cap locks key on, and so I was using all capital letters, which made them taller. So directed by, I can hit, the check mark up here. And over here, I can just select this text now. And again, I can go in here and say by Tom Jones. Tom Jones. Okay. And check mark. Cool. All right. Now we have that one. You will make sure that if you want to make another one, make sure that the folder is selected. Grab the move tool again. And here's another approach. Again, you can drag that onto the new icon. Basically, it's a new layer or a new group or whatever. Or if I click on the type here, or if I roll over it, notice the cursor is the little move symbol. If I hold down the Option on the Mac or the Alt key on the PC, notice that the cursor changes to these little arrows. That means you're going to duplicate whatever it is you're dragging. So I'm going to hold down the Option or Alt on the PC and drag it, and now I have a duplicate of that. So now I can say, whatever you want. Music by Tom Petty. Oops. Here I need uppercase. Okay, so lowercase for this, uppercase for that. All right. And that's the way you're doing that. So again, all you're doing is duplicating the group and changing the text within each group. From there, all you need to do, if you need to just refine the positioning, you can just go ahead and move it horizontally, pick the other one, move it, maybe move this one, and so on. Okay, so you have a lot of options here to go ahead and put your own text in. If you wanted to now say, okay, I want to put one below it, or let's do this, slide that one all the way out there, pick that one, we'll do it in the middle. So let's make another one. We'll take this one and click on it. I'm going to Option drag it again, or Alt drag it on the PC. And all those pink lines, magenta lines, are just reference lines to tell you where things are lining up. So I wouldn't put it right there, but I would just definitely move it in between like that. And then again, if you wanted to make another copy, this one's selected. The other way we did it earlier was to drag it onto the new layer icon. It duplicates it in place, and all I have to do is move it over. Okay, so now you have a bunch of options, for text. I'm going to go ahead and delete those last two. There it is, and it's gone. Okay, but I do want to show you how to bring in that movie picture logo thing. Okay, and so under the File menu, we're going to say Place Linked or Place Embedded. I like Place Linked. That way, if you edit the original file, it'll update this file. If you place Embedded, it's stuck in the file, and you won't have that luxury of using a different program to edit it. Place Linked is what we're going to use. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go and look for the file. So here I did the downloads. Date modified was the latest. There it is, motion picture rating. Place it.